Hey, everybody in the galaxy, are you guys ready? Because we are hitting it off tonight with Sagittarius Saturday with Hebrew and Sagittarically speaking. Get your snake boots on because there's going to be a lot of waiting to do. Waiting, not waiting, waiting. Hey, friendellas, what's up tonight? It is Sagittarius Saturday with Hebrew and good old Sagittarically speaking. We are here, we are live, we are ready to thrive. Hello, everybody. How you doing? I'm your host with the most that loves to eat butter on my toast, Hero 77. And hey, you know what? We got a long night here tonight, but I'm sure I'll get through it with the help of a friend. And here is my friend and broadcast partner, good old Sagittarically speaking. Take it away, Saggy.
Take it away. Oh my God, what am I going to take? How can I possibly take that away? But I will give it my best shot. What a heck of an intro. What was with all the Sagittarius stuff, man? Was that was pretty cool. But you know what? To be honest with you, I'm excited to be here as well. I'm hoping that all of our regular cool cats show up here in the chat room, and hopefully people will remember to share it on their favorite social media and hit the like button and subscribe if it's your first time checking out these two crazy and kooky guys, Hebrew and Sagittarically speaking, myself. And what do you think we're going to muster up tonight, man? You know, we were going to have a special guest on, but at the last minute we had a slight change of plans. They wanted to reschedule, come on a different night. So our special guest isn't going to be tonight. We were going to have Lorraine Lamore, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I tell you, hey, you know what? There was supposed to be. You're right. You're not mistaken. I do believe it was supposed to be Lorraine Lamour was supposed to be here tonight as our special guest, but you know, this is twice that we had to cancel. The first time it was both our faults. Me taking the good bulk of that blame because I just wasn't feeling it. That was supposed to be our very special Taco Tuesday, but then we decided to drop out and cancel that. You know, Lorraine Moore was so looking forward to that, and I'm so sure that would have been our night. But unfortunately, you know, as the weather's getting colder and sometimes it's getting hotter in some places and then getting colder in not others, you know, we will be waking up with sore throats. We'll be going to bed with sore throats. You know, I woke up with a sore throat today. So as the day progresses, of course, it slowly goes away. So we definitely hope that she gets better. And you know, we will reschedule this for some other time. And of course, I'm going to have to change the title.
Yeah, but if you went to bed with a sore throat, and then you woke up and the sore throat was gone, would you feel like it was out running around on you?
That's a good question. I don't know, man. I don't know. I
Uh,
honestly, if it did, I'd have to hire a special detective agency to check it.
I'm just checking.
I don't know, like throat sort.
But it wouldn't be a bruise to your ego in any way, shape, or form, though. To wake up and the sore throat had left you.
No, hey, if my sore throat wanted to leave me, I would pack its bags gladly and toss it out on the curb. Just saying.
All right. Yeah, I think that most men would be fine with that.
But just the sore part, not my throat. I don't want to lose my throat.
Well, no. I wasn't trying to take it too far. It wasn't weird until you made it weird, my friend.
Well, as Eddie Von Hooyen would say, hire Joe Biden. Just saying.
Is that what he would say?
That's what he would say if he were here.
If he was, what would he say if he wasn't here?
Well, if he wasn't here, he would say, he would probably say something like, one guy the audience has to clap. I don't know. Oh wait, no, that's what Go-Kart Bob just now said. Oh no, wait, he didn't say that. He said one guy in the audience clap, 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 clap like this,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Was that for Lorraine Lamore having a sore throat? I hope not.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be fine. I'm sure we'll have her on whatever night we're supposed to have her on. It'll be a great night. So I'd rather her come on the night where she's feeling 100% and ready to rock and roll.
There's so many things going on in my mind tonight. There were so many variations that I could have called the show. But one of the things I called it that I thought fit perfectly was Sagittarius Saturday, which kind of goes along with, our sort of theme here in the Mandela affected community.
How so, my friend? How so?
Because we lost Sagittarius arm a long time ago.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's one way you could put it. We lost it. We left it is more, I guess, accurate way of. We used to reside there, my friend, and we no longer, it's no longer our neck of the woods per se. Our cloud 9, our sector 7, our general radius.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of those variants of the name I was going to call the show. I was going to call it Salty Saturday. I was going to call it Sultry Saturday. I was going to call it Seductress Saturday. I was going to call it what was the other thing floating around in my head?
Starfish Saturday.
Oh, Starfish. That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Sacrilegious Saturday, but I don't think that would have flew too well with our religious panel.
No, probably not. It would have raised a lot of red flags. You would have lured in the wrong type of viewer, my friend.
Yeah. Well, I would have really lured in the wrong type of viewer if I would have called it Satanic Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Now Eddie Von Kuhn or Keen or Kuhn. I wish you would change your name, Eddie. Come on, man. His suggestion would have really sucked.
What about sabbatical Saturday?
Well, that we wouldn't have a show then. We'd be on a sabbatical.
That's true. It would be like the announcement for later, the set reminder. But go ahead.
For a later time. No, Eddie Vaughn says, suck ass Saturday. Well, thanks for the vote of confidence there, pal.
Well, we like some people, have higher priorities for what's important thing for them to do on Saturday, and we know where Eddie Von King's priorities lie.
Yeah, apparently. I would say that probably falls under the same guidelines as sultry Saturday. Just say
Yeah, yeah.
say that 7 times fast. Ugh. Sheesh. Oh, by the way, Lorraine Lamore is here tonight. She says my voice got a little cloudy in the last few hours. Doesn't sound 100%. Well, if it's a little cloudy, Lorraine, maybe you should wait for your voice to rain, and then after it rains a little bit, come on in here, and we'll pop you on the show, and you don't have to talk for the full 2 hours. Just saying.
Well, actually, I think it is a requirement that I was looking at the contract. She has to conversate for at least 42% of the time.
Oh, 42%. See, I was thinking more like it was 73%.
Right now, but if we win a Super Bowl the same year that she comes on, she gets $1.3 million.
Oh, I see. So it's like a football contract. Is that what you're
Well,
saying?
yeah, it's like a pay you. It's like a pay for play.
Pay for play.
Yeah.
That kind of falls under the guidelines of sultry Saturday, doesn't it?
Well, I can see how your male egotistical mind would go there.
Seductory Saturday.
Which is why you can never have a young blonde secretary, my friend.
Yeah, I agree with that. Most importantly, I bet that Mystique would agree with that if she was here.
Well, I'm pretty sure that she would agree with that, even if she wasn't.
So, hey, as you can see, we're using your old icon up there in the corner.
Well, that's good to know. Thanks.
Yeah.
You pulled out no stops. You pulled no stops on this grand excursion.
Oh, this grand extravaganza that is Sagittarius Saturday. Well, it seems as though Lorraine Lamore gives her okay with a cloud, an umbrella, and a rainbow. Be careful passing out those rainbows, Lorraine. Just saying. Those are gang symbols for a certain community. They could, they're the gang logo.
And if you do borrow one of our umbrellas, make sure you return it the next time you come back, please. We're tired of guests taking our umbrellas and not returning them.
Yeah, I just checked the umbrella bin a while ago. It's quite low.
Yeah. We like to provide that as a free service. The only way we can maintain doing so is if everybody's on the honor system and remembers to return the umbrellas.
Well, that's just like the 3D glasses they pass out the movie theaters,
Well, yeah.
You gotta remember to take your 3D glasses and toss them in that recycling bin thing. They did it, and then they get them out and they wipe them off, and they put them in the little plastic concealment thing, and then they hand them back out again, and people can enjoy a good 3D movie, whether it be Rise of the Planet of the Apes or Wonder Woman 1984, or even the new James Bond movie, for example, if it comes out in 3D. You just got to keep that in mind, Saji.
Well, of course, totally understand. The thing is with the guests when it's raining, they want to take the umbrella out to their car because I can't say I blame them because they don't want to get wet walking back out to their car, and they tap off the umbrella and they throw it on the floorboard of the back seat of their car, and just like any other good church going American citizen, they forget about it. And the next day it's not raining. The day after that it's partly to mostly sunny. So it's one of those things where out of sight, out of mind. But then the next morning, next Tuesday or the Tuesday after that, it's raining. You wake up and the puppies are shivering and the windows are all foggy and we have people here trying to to get in and out of church, but we don't have any umbrellas because they're laying on the floorboard of some good old church going American citizen's car. You know what I mean?
Speaking of American citizens, you mentioned that when the first image that pops in my head when you say American citizen, it reminds me what everyone says. They always say, I'm a true red-blooded American, and it makes
Uh,
me think of Papa John, just sitting down at the dinner table and eating the steak, and it's medium rare. And then little Joey sitting at the table, and he orders a steak, and it's rare, and he's got a little bit of blood dripping off that steak, and that's the red blood of America that I like to think of. That we all like to eat our steaks rare with blood dripping off of it. That's what I like. We get the manly proteins from that steak, and we eat them, and then we go to the gym and we work out and we sweat and we stink like men. Like men do stink when they work out, And then we go, I need to take a shower, and then what do? We shower ourselves with perfumes that were created by some company like Axe or men's body deodorant, stuff like that. We shower ourselves with these chemicals, and then we don't smell quite like man anymore. We smell like a man plus perfume. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like that manly smell. You get out of the shower and then you're running late for your date, so you run out of the house with you're buttoning up your shirt as you run out the door, and you realize that your back is still wet, and you're just hoping that it will dry off as you're driving down the road at 57 miles per hour in your new Corvette. As you're throwing your McDonald's cup out the window, hoping like hell nobody's driving behind you, so they don't see you do such a thing, such a hideous act is polluting the highways with your disgusting styrofoam McDonald's cup. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying, but man, where do I come in on all of that? I guess I guess the where I would pick up on that is definitely the cologne, the Axe flavors, the things they come up with that make you smell like. I mean, come on, man, who wants to smell like a fruity flower? I mean, some of these scents and of the colognes and the body washes is nothing that any guy that I ever knew would really ever truly wake up in the morning and think that's what I want to smell like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't you remember the good old days when
I
we
think
used
a guy should smell like I don't know, like
well, that's what I was getting at, Saji.
like I don't know, maybe like he's been out working in the wood shop, like
Oh, like
a little bit
cedar.
of yeah, a little bit of
Yeah,
cedar,
yeah.
yeah, a little bit
Pine
of
tar.
sage, yeah, or yeah,
Yeah, something
something,
manly.
yeah, something manly,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, you don't want to smell like BO. Don't get me wrong. Although that
no,
that is how cavemen back in the day used to attract cave women with their natural sort of
mm,
body scent. But no, we're not that way anymore. We have evolved into to the point where those kind of odorous scents offend people, but we do want to
I don't
smell
know,
like sawdust and plumbing sealant and stuff like that. How about why can't they bottle up those scents and have us shower with them?
right?
Or do you remember back in the olden days when men would come home from a hard day's work and they would just ladder up with a big bar of Irish Spring or Dial. They didn't even use like body wash. Like body wash.
And I can see like a citrusy smell, like maybe an orange or a lemon, because that gives you the leaves an impression that you've recently bathed,
Yeah,
so you smell like you've recently cleansed, you're hygienically clean.
right.
But it's not really for the set of like I want to smell like an orange, but just to keep that fresh scent. flap because that fresh will linger. That
Mhm.
citrus will linger.
Well, I don't know about all that. I'd rather smell like, I don't know, like Starbucks coffee or something.
Right. Well, if you're gonna go that route, why not just rub a little bacon grease on your armpits?
Oh man. You know, well, there are certain women that like that smell. I'm just saying.
Yeah. A little honey and bacon grease will get them every time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
if you're
don't
at
know.
NASCAR with honey and bacon grease, you're going home. You ain't going home, empty-handed. Let me tell you.
Well, I don't know. They may want a trip to the IHOP. They may not. You may not necessarily make them horny so much as hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
I'm saying.
yeah, I see. You might lead on. You might be misleading them.
Yeah. Like, damn, I want some bacon. I want some pancakes, man. Take me to the IHOP. But honey, don't you want to have some sex? No, hell no. I want some I want the large steak omelet. Come on, man.
You misunderstood when he said unlimited flapjacks, huh?
You misunderstood what I said. I was going to give you my sausage. No, I meant I want your sausage, but not that sausage.
All right, man. Enough of that.
Right.
I can't come up with any links for it.
Any links? Hell. What are we going to do tonight, Saggy?
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Well,
Besides, just make fools out of ourselves on the internet. I have no idea.
isn't that the whole game, though? Like,
Yeah.
that's what this job is essentially called, making a fool of yourself on the internet,
Yeah.
you know? But hey, I
You have
do
to
have
you have
one
to you have
idea.
to you have to remind yourself that it's not like it's going to be saved and archived on there forever. Well, actually, it is. But never
Well,
mind that.
wait a minute. Yeah, but nobody watches this show anyway. So, oh, speaking of nobody, let me go ahead and shout out this room.
Okay,
Uh,
let's do that.
we got, I'm just kidding, people. I'm kidding. Eddie Von Keen is on the air with us tonight. We've got Go Kart Bob rooming in. Go ahead. There you go. We got Michael Badger on Collision.
Michael Badger on Collision.
We got Lorraine Lamour is in here as well.
All right.
And let's see here. Let me scroll up. I'm sure we have some lurkers. Lurker, bacon jerker. Oh, no, that didn't sound good at all. I'm just going along with the whole breakfast theme. Crystal Davis says, hi, Saggy here. 1221. Oh, cool. Well, hi, Crystal Davis. I'm glad you could join us. All right. There's your shout out for this evening. Now, don't forget, folks, to stick around. We will have that final shout out at the end of the broadcast as well. Take it away, Sadgie. What do you got for us here tonight? I know you got something.
Well, you mean as far as like something I brought as far as sharing tonight?
Well, I mean, like when Lorraine Lamour was our guest, I'm sure you didn't just say, well, come on the show, Lorraine. We're going to talk about nothing.
Nope, I said, all right, Lorraine's coming on tonight, so I ain't got to have anything ready for the show tonight.
Oh, well,
Oh, wait, no, she just canceled, so I guess I do.
yeah.
But you know what? I actually don't.
Oh, well, I got some funny, I'm not going to say thing because I know how well that went the last time I said, I got a funny thing to show you.
All right.
I got some funny things that came across my news feed this week.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay, let's hear it.
Well, I don't have it up yet. Do you want to talk about food real quick before I do that?
Heck no, I hate talking about food.
Oh man. Well, Shit. I was just gonna tell you about how I had some awesome chili mac, but never mind.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll make an exception for chili mac, I guess.
Well, the temperatures are getting very cold outside where I'm at. So I was thinking, man, I got all this Chinese food that I want to make. I got like shrimp and I picked up some spaghetti noodles. I went to the what do you call the store again, Saji?
The supermarket,
No, no, no. The International Food Store. That's what it is.
Whole Foods.
No, not Hope. We don't
No.
have any of those around here. Um,
Um,
no, I just
the
mentioned it.
International Food
I just
Store. That's what you call it.
Yeah, International Food Store. I went there
Uh,
and bought some spinach noodles, and I
is
bought.
it right next to IHOP? I'm just curious.
Well, it's about a mile or so down the road from IHOP.
Because they're both international and everything.
Oh, I get that. That's funny. Okay, let me read this story to you real quick.
All right.
I need to share it to our thing. See, I can share things to myself, but it's not really me sharing things to myself. It's sharing things to you and then sharing it to the audience. See what
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting concept. This sharing things to me thing you speak of.
Mm-hmm. I want a story. This is kind of an oddball story. Now, we all know that we sometimes leave yard tools sitting around sometimes, and we just basically forget them, and we go inside. And the next morning, sometimes we may go out there to do some more yard work, and then realize, our yard tool seems to be missing. And we ponder to ourselves, well, I left it right here on the porch, it was just right there, and then we look around, we check the garage, we check the back deck, check everywhere. And then finally, after doing a long, extensive search of the property, we finally come to an unbearable conclusion that it might have been stolen.
Don't.
Now, I never had too many things really stolen. We live in a nice neighborhood and all this, but there is some unsavory people that are out there in the world, and this is bound to happen from time to time, as I told you before, Saji.
Yes, you have told me many occasions.
So I ask you, Saji, have you ever experienced such a loss? Have you ever been doing yard work and just been a little bit careless and just kind of just tossed the yard tool off to the side and forgot about it?
Yeah, but I can't. I have to admit that I don't. Only one time do I remember it not turning back up, and that was a chainsaw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but other than that, like a rake or a broom or a shovel, something like that, it always ended up, when you cut the grass or whatever. Next time it rained or wind blew it over or something, you always ended up turning up. Maybe a little rust for the wear, but turning up nevertheless.
Well, let me ask you this. What would you imagine the normal sentencing would be for, let's say, stealing some hedge clippers, for example? Would you think that a person, this is my answer, then you give yours. To me, I would think nothing would happen. Maybe they get slapped with a fine, or maybe even, yeah, I mean, it's a pair of hedge clippers. The police aren't going to do a hard, long, wide search for these things unless it's on camera. I would say the chances of you actually finding the suspect are quite enormous, wouldn't you say?
I would say that most people probably get away with it, yeah, unless they get caught on camera. But it's not the value of an item. It could be 50 cents or $500. If you're stealing, you're stealing, you're stealing. It's all the same crime. Unless you get up to like Grand Theft Auto, then it should be like where you get into felony status, something like that. But as far as like hedge clippers or my wallet, I mean, it's all the same to me, really. It should
Really?
all be, yeah, it should all be the same penalty. If you get caught, it
Oh my
should
God.
be stealing.
Well, what if I told you that the following news story? Oh, crap. I can't share it. I did something weird. Hold on. Sorry about that, Saggy.
Now, what should the crime for stealing be? Now, that's a debatable topic.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, okay, what do you think the punishment should be?
That's what I mean. What should the punishment for stealing be? Period. Like, if it's, let's say anything between 50 to $500, what should the crime for stealing be?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the point I'm trying to get at, and I don't think you're
Or the
quite
punishment. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, the punishment.
here's the thing.
Mhm.
If I go and I steal a pair of scissors off of someone's desk,
Mhm.
I don't expect that I will be arrested and fully prosecuted for such a silly little thing.
Right. Especially in a work environment where you're constantly, exchanging those items back and forth.
Okay. So, or if I steal a rake from my neighbor's lawn, I don't expect that I will be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Assuming you have a precedent of you guys grab things off of each other's lawns and have been known to use them and eventually return them. If there's some type of precedent like that, then I would totally agree.
Well, so do you agree though that for like if I rob a bank or something, that's a felony or not a felony? What's worse than the felony?
No, felony's worse, about as worse as it gets.
Okay, that would be a felony. What if I steal something like a pair of hedge clippers? Is it also a felony?
No, I mean it's probably misdemeanor.
Or misdemeanor. Okay.
Yeah,
Now, would you expect to get life in prison for a little misdemeanor?
life in prison for a set of hedge clippers.
Mm-hmm.
No, at most I would expect to get 3 years, maybe 5, if I'd
Really?
stolen before.
That long?
If I'd stolen before.
3 years, maybe 5. Oh my gosh, Sadie, I'm glad we don't
If
have
I
you
had
as a
like
judge.
multiple thefts in my record, yeah.
Oh man. God dang. You're tough. Man, I'll tell you what, brother. Now I think you should just get like maybe 6 months to a year.
First time offense, sure. You probably get off the probation.
First time offense, I think you should get like where you have to go to the side of the road and clean up trash.
Yeah, maybe 6 months probation, something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you would. Okay, well, anyway, you and I totally have different views on what you get and don't get. Oh my gosh.
No, I mean if it's a repeatable offense, like if you've been in front of a judge on multiple occasions, you might as well do some time now.
But here's the story I'm going to share to you, and you're not going to believe this when you see it. I hope I can't continue. I can't continue. Get out of my face with that crap. What the hell? No. Continue the site. There we go. Okay. Do you want me to read this headline or can you do it?
Well, I have to see it first and I can tell you.
Oh, crap. I'm not sharing. Okay. Why didn't you say so? Oh, sorry, man. Okay. Here we go. It should be up there now.
Black man serving life sentence for stealing hedge clippers, granted parole. For Wayne Bryant was sentenced in 1997 under the state's habitual offender law on Thursday. A parole committee voted for his release. All right, so he just got out. A black man in Louisiana is serving life in prison for stealing hedge clippers. Dang.
Yeah.
More than 2 decades ago was granted parole, months after the state Supreme Court declined to review his sentence. The Board of Pardons and Committee on Parole voted Thursday to release Fairwayne Bryant. 63 records show he walked out of prison later that day after serving more than 20 years at the same penitentiary in Angola, his attorney said.
Now, you know what makes me angry about this whole thing?
What's that?
There are child molesters who serve less time. Seriously, I've seen child molesters who served like 3 to 5 years and are out on the streets molesting again in no time.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's easy to pick it apart and say like this crime, this punishment doesn't serve this crime.
Yeah.
There'll be a guy right now serving time in a state for marijuana possession, where at the current time no one's getting arrested for marijuana possession.
But murderers too, man. I've seen murderers do the same thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. Go ahead and let's finish
this article. So real quick though, okay, question.
Question.
All right, so like this dude's my uncle, right? And I pull up in the black minivan, right? And I'm picking him up from the jail. I hit the automatic sliding door for him to jump in, and we get up to the intersection. Is it wrong that I hand him like the fanciest pair of hedge clippers ever?
Well, yeah. Oh boy. You know what?
What?
There's something else I was gonna add to this. Like, what if you're in prison and someone's could you imagine being in prison for this and someone asks, so what are you in for? You know? Oh, I'm in for stealing hedge clippers.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody. You always know everybody always makes something up.
Yeah.
Nobody ever tells what they're really in for.
I'm in for stealing hedge clippers, but then I use those hedge clippers to murder a guy.
Right. I use those hedge clippers to tear up my family. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
All right, where are we at?
Brian?
Okay. Bryant will enter into a program in Baton Rouge that helps prisoners adjust to life after they are released. Eventually, he will be allowed to live with his brother in Shreveport. You can never trust anybody who lives in Shreveport, just saying. Under the conditions of his parole, Bryant will have a curfew, must attend Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, and complete community service. The Louisiana American Civil Liberties Union called the board's decision to grant parole a long overdue victory. So they're making him go to Alcohol Anonymous meetings.
Yeah.
He's been in jail all that time and hasn't had a drink. Now, I'm not saying he is alcoholic or he isn't, but he can't even walk out the door and go to the bar after serving all that freaking time. I would tell my parole officer, like, okay, I will go to the meetings, but I still, after serving all this time, I'm going to go home and have a celebration. I want to drink a beer and say, golly, I done served all this time and I'm finally going to have me a beer. Gosh darn it, right?
Yeah, here's the thing. What was the hedge clippers? And I want to read more of this because I want to find out if there's more to the story, because it can't just be this guy that just stole a pair of hedge clippers and that's it.
Well, no, of course they always oversimplify it, but yeah, we'll have to find out more. You're right. All right, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked.
It's cool.
All right. So, or am I at the same year?
Bryant was 38 when he was
Okay.
arrested. Yeah.
Bryant was 38 when he was arrested in January '97 for. That's about a year after my daughter was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
she was born in '96 for taking a pair of clippers from a carport storeroom at a home in Shreveport. The homeowner was alerted to the theft and chased Bryant off. That same year, a jury convicted him of attempted simple burglary of an inhabited dwelling. And Bryant, who had previous convictions, was sentenced to life in prison because he was considered a habitual offender under state law.
Ah, okay.
Bryant was 38 when he was arrested in January '97 for taking a pair.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm
You,
already the
you
same
read that.
thing. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Bryant, in previous appeals, argued that his sentence was unconstitutionally harsh. But in July, the state Supreme Court declined to review his sentence. A court spokesman told NBC News in August that five of the court's seven justices, all white men.
Mm. Well, I see where they're trying to go
Sorry,
with
excuse
this.
me. Yeah,
Mhm.
all white men denied his request without giving an explanation.
Well,
One justice, Scott Grichton, recused himself from the case, while Chief Justice Burnett Johnson wrote in a dissent that his sentence was excessive. All right, so it looks like pretty much anybody, but everybody can pretty much tell that he's done more than enough time for the crime.
yeah, could you imagine though getting going to prison for 20 years, being incarcerated for 20 years for stealing a pair of hedge clippers, and that being like the worst mistake of your life was stealing a pair of hedge clippers? I mean, wow.
And it probably was a big misunderstanding more than it was him trying to steal hedge clippers for to go buy a beer. He may have been he started a job that day. They came in handy, but he had full intentions of bringing them back. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. I'm just saying it could have been even that part of the story could have been he just caught a bad break.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
Somebody just decided to press charges against him because he didn't bring back their hedge clippers in a timely manner.
and I'll tell you what, man, here's the thing. I see how they're trying to spin it and saying that because it was uh an all white Supreme Court,
Well,
that's
I
the
mean, of
reason.
course they're going to mention that in the article. Yeah, they have to. I and you know what? It's just another example of the justice system is corrupt. It's all about how much money you set on the table, not it really doesn't matter. I mean, it's not even so much a case as if you're black or white, because if you're poor, you're going to do more. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, I don't get this whole thing, and I also don't get how alcohol ties into this whole thing. Like, was he drunk when he stole the hedge clippers? That was another question I had. But
Yeah, to me that's another slap in the face too. Make him serve all that excessive time then throw the Alcoholics Anonymous thing on top of it at the end of his sentence. I think that's a slap in the face too. I think the dude should be able to come home and have, say, so at least have a couple beers in celebration of finally getting the heck out of jail, not be under the pressure. I can't even freaking have a drink now too. I mean, come on.
For sure. Absolutely, man. I just think that this is a huge miscarriage of justice. I really do. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but that's my opinion. Now, you said earlier if a guy had many priors, then yeah, I kind of see where they're going. But life, I mean,
Well, yeah, 20 years even. I mean, like I said, if you he would have been the example of getting 3 to 5 in my book.
yeah, at the least, the very least, right?
At the most.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. At the very most.
Yeah.
I said that backwards. But hey, you know what? Teresa Lynch just popped in here. Hi, Teresa.
Now, Teresa, I'd have gave her at least 7 to 10.
Oh, yeah. Well, at best.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see her like she wouldn't steal hedge clippers though. You know what she would steal is those little wire cutters.
Well, yeah, I can see what you're saying there.
Yeah. To try to get evidence of a Mandela effect some way or another, I guess,
Or better yet, like a cappuccino machine. I could see her wanting one of those.
Oh yeah,
Or
because
espresso. Yeah, espresso machines. Yeah.
She has to stay up. I mean,
Yeah.
doing all that research.
Yeah. Plotting and making all those YouTube videos.
For sure. No, we kid, of course, Teresa. We're just kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, well, I was speaking for myself, buddy. No, but seriously though, folks, we're talking about Sagittarius, we're talking about Sagittarius here, and we're talking about the whole Sagittarius arm, the whole Orion.
Well, you know about the collision that's supposed to happen tonight, right?
Well, now hold on a minute, buddy. I'm getting into that. I'm
No,
leading.
it was Thursday night. Never mind, it already happened.
We're talking about. You talking about that thing I just showed you?
I don't know. What thing did you show me?
The asteroid.
Oh, well, no, the space junk was supposed to collide with other space junk.
Oh, okay. I didn't
It's
know
Thursday
that.
night that it was supposedly going to happen. What's tonight?
Oh, okay. No, I don't know anything about tonight.
Saturday night. Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think it already happened last Thursday. So I guess we're in the clear.
Whew, thank goodness for that. I'd hate to have He-Man come up with he'd have to come up with his sword and block it and send it back to the atmosphere.
I know, right?
Yeah. That's what He-Man does. That's what He-Man is for. But you do bring up it's funny you should say that when just now, I'm going to share another news story that I think that you should read to share with our audience here. And we're talking about space and Sagittarial arm and the Orion spur and all that. And I know a lot of people, here's a word that the people in our community hate. They absolutely hate this word. They think these people don't exist, especially the flat earthers, and that is NASA. But I got to have you read this article that's about NASA. It says NASA mission will first bump an asteroid to reveal the solar system secrets. Have you heard this? Have you heard about this at all?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Let me come back to it. Hold on. I was on another page.
Oh, okay.
All right. So have I heard about the what is it again exactly?
NASA's mission will first bump an asteroid to reveal the solar system secrets.
Well, first bump an asteroid.
That's what it says.
All right, like doing the bump.
Doing the bump. Just for a minute, let's all do the bump. Double up. Yeah, that.
All right, everybody, clap your hands. All right, well let's see this article.
I've got this article here. I thought it was interesting, and I saw it earlier, but I failed to mention it. Let me go ahead and bring it up here. Oh, I guess it would help if I started my screen sharing. I know this is your favorite part of the show, by the way.
Well, don't deny me that.
That's right. But no, I'm on it. I'm on it right now, as a matter of fact. I'm on it. I am on it. There it is.
Oh, well, fist bump.
Oh, fist bump. Okay. I knew I was reading that wrong.
Now, okay, so Hero, how we want to fist bump it?
Well, you know, there's a He-Man character called Fisto, and he's got a great big giant iron fist. So maybe we'll shoot him up in space and he can do it.
All right.
But I don't know that asteroids have fists to bump. So I don't know, Saji. That's a good question.
Well, scroll back up a little bit. I missed the underneath the headline there.
Well, there's
Maybe. Okay. Osiris Rex spacecraft is about to execute a nail-biting maneuver to scoop up rock samples from the asteroid Bennu, and send them back to Earth. All right. So it's going to scoop it up like a couple scoops of raisins and Raisin Bran, you know?
Oh yeah. You know what I was picturing?
What?
I was picturing those scoop thingies that they use for that game they play in Sweden. What's that called? Where you have the scoop and it's got a handle and you got a ball and the ball's in the scoop. Do you remember playing that game in school? You toss the ball.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, and you fling it in and out, and you catch it, and you can also fling it with that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what that's called. It's like lacrosse or something crazy like that.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
I bet.
What made you think of that?
Because of the scoop on the end.
Oh, okay.
And it seems like the little ball could be like the asteroid. You know, they scoop it up and fling it.
Oh, yeah, they're flinging it back to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, some guy down here is like got a bucket and he's running around back and forth trying to make sure he catches it. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I bet Lotard knows what the name of that game is.
Well, Lotar's probably good friends with the guy with the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. You're probably right.
He went to college with them or something. Yeah, trust me.
They hang out and have tea and biscuits.
But of course they haven't talked in years.
Right. Oh man. We're just having fun with you, Lotar, at your expense. You know, that's all. So I'm going to go ahead and read this one since you had the last one.
All right, I'll let you go ahead and take over for a second.
All right, cool. All right, so here we go. If you could just mute up a second. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Okay, so it says here, NASA is about to grab its first taste of an asteroid. I wonder if they taste a little bit like meatballs. On 20th October, some 334 million kilometers from Earth, the agency Osiris, Osiris Rex spacecraft will approach a dark-colored diamond-shaped asteroid named Bennu with the aim of touching its surface for a few seconds, long enough to hover up a collection of dust and pebbles. Fruity pebbles? If successful, the spacecraft will then fly. They spelt fly wrong. This carbon rich, no, I'm just kidding. No, they didn't. Carbon rich rubble back to Earth. Barney rubble? Where scientists can probe, oh no, not probe, it for clues, the history of the solar system. The journey to Bennu's surface won't be easy, so they say. The spacecraft will have to navigate its way past towering boulder nicknamed Mount Doom. Oh, that sounds scary and comic
I
booky.
thought for sure it was going to be Mount Betty. I don't know why. I just thought for sure it was going to be Betty.
Yeah, Mount Betty is by a lamb.
Well, no, because you had pebbles and rubble.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then onto a sampling area no larger than a few car parking spaces. We may not be successful on our first attempt, says Dante Lorente. Oh no, wait, I'm reading that wrong. Lorete, the mission's principal investigator and planetary scientist at the University of Arizona in Tucson. But if it does work, he says, I hope the world looks at this piece of piece of good news, something we can be proud of with all the insanity that's going on this year. That's right, man. The year 2020 has been full of insanity and free pebbles. All right, let me read this next section here. There and Back Again. Launched in 2016, the US 800 million OSIRIS-REx is NASA's first asteroid sampling mission. I didn't know that. It follows two missions from the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA. Oh, I thought that said Ajax there for a minute. That would make more sense, but oh well. That have scooped dust off the surface of asteroids, including some retrieved last year, that is currently on its way back to Earth for analysis. Before JAXA mission scientists learn about asteroids' contents mainly by studying meteorites that had fallen to Earth. And those can be contaminated as they travel through the atmosphere and hit the planet. I wonder if they're contaminated with radiation, I guess.
No, they're contaminated as they're entering the Earth's atmosphere, like the carbon in the atmosphere and stuff.
Yeah, but doesn't the carbon contain radiation?
I don't know about the radiation part, but I was saying like the stuff that's in the atmosphere, it alters the chemical makeup. I don't know about radiation one way or the other.
Yeah, I thought when the metal from the asteroids burnt up in the Earth's atmosphere that it caused it to be radioactive.
Yeah, I don't know. It might. I can't say it does any more than I can say it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
There was something else I was going to say though. I mean, just when I'm hearing you read it, man, like I try so hard to play along. Like it's like watching wrestling with your younger brother and knowing that it's not real. Like because I just feel like it's all fake. Like it's none of that's real. Like not it's all just like make believe. Nobody ever comes back with any samples of anything that you really actually get to physically hold, see, or touch. It goes into a secret lab, into a secret room, into it with a secret, under secrecy, and then they tell us what they say they saw, and nobody knows any different than what they tell us. So, to me, it just sounds like a bunch of fairy tales and fiction.
Hold on, Saji. Be right back. Take the audience.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. But I try to stay open minded though. I try to keep an open mind and like just like the thing about the two space junks that were going to collide. I'm like, huh. Well, maybe if they're even though they're in lower Earth orbit, I'm like, if it really happens, I might have to at least admit that there is a lower Earth orbit. Like maybe that's real. Maybe I can at least buy into that.
But
So
here,
I don't know.
but here's the thing: we have meteorite samples.
Do we?
I mean, we have meteorites in museums and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, they say we do. Well,
Well,
you do see spectacular things fall from the sky occasionally. Like, but have you ever actually collected a meteorite? Or do you know anybody personally who has one?
well, no, I don't know anybody personally, but I mean, a geologist could tell the difference between a meteorite and a regular rock and space poop.
Yeah, but again, they protect that stuff. They don't just let any old geologist come out and say, the information is well preserved, well protected, and very limited who gets to actually put it under any type of equipment and how much of it they get to use and how often they actually do it. And then that's the record, and that's what they say it is, and no more going back and double checking it.
Well, I mean, isn't that because it's radioactive?
I don't know. I don't. Again, I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know really anything about this stuff. I just a lot of it is from what I learned in school and what I've seen on TV and the videos I've been shown. But
Like here's another example. Like for right now, like the first time I heard it, I was skeptical. I'm like, but they say, hey, I borrow a lot of this from the flat Earth community, even though I don't even think the Earth is necessarily flat. I just don't know that space is real. You can still not think the Earth is flat and question whether or not space is real. You know what I mean? But they say the satellite, like we know and believe the satellites exist out in outer space, right? But you can't find an actual hard image of a satellite. You can find a cartoon drawing of a satellite, but you can't find an actual picture of an actual. If you Google right now satellite, a picture of a satellite, type in the word satellite, and try to find a picture of a satellite. Try to find one of a real satellite made ready in outer space or ready to go. They're really hard to find. You might get lucky and find one image somewhere if you dig long and hard enough. You'll find cartoon drawings of them all day long.
cartoon
Right.
drawings. Well,
Yeah.
wait, don't we have images? I mean, don't we? Isn't there video footage, like satellite footage of satellites?
You would think, wouldn't you? It'd be easy to look up a satellite and see what one actually physically looks like, but it's not so easy, my friend.
Well, let me go ahead and finish the article up, and then we'll talk more into it. But I want to talk also about things that hit the Earth because you were talking about things that collide with the Earth.
Well, yeah, they said space junk was about to collide. I would have liked to seen what would happen if that was the case. If you think about
Right.
all the stuff that we've been launching since the 70s, what it must look like up there.
Right. Well, let me go ahead and finish off this article,
All right, go ahead.
and then we'll. Let me see. Where was I at? Scooping a sample directly off an asteroid offers a pristine glimpse at rocks left over from the formation of the solar system more than 4.5 billion years ago. Each asteroid's own story to tell about how it formed and evolved over time. Bennu is particularly alluring because it might contain material that is rich in organic compounds that are found throughout the solar system, including life on Earth. But first, Osiris will have to pull off the sampling. When Loretta and his colleagues picked Buna, Buna, I mean Bina, where do they get these names, man? I'm just saying, like, these names are really just so out of nowhere. As its target, they thought the 500 meter wide asteroid, 500 meter wide asteroid would be relatively smooth and easy to land on. Well, no, meteors are not generally smooth. They got rugged edges, people. Come on. But after Osiris arrived and began orbiting Bennu in 2018, the craft got a closer look and found large, dangerous boulders. So, mission engineers developed an automated system to guide the spacecraft down to the surface. It collects images as spacecraft descends and compares them with previously taken images of the same target region. Osiris Rex can then track whether it's safely on its pre-selected path. If not, it can autonomously abort and fly away from the asteroid, waiting for a second chance to descend. And here's a picture of the supposed asteroid, the surface.
Interesting. It looks like where Fred and Barney used to work.
Yeah, at the gravel pits.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much all the article I wish to read. So,
all right. Well, I sent you one as well.
All right. Well, let's thoroughly discuss this one, though.
Okay.
Well, you were talking.
So they sent Osiris to go get samples off of an asteroid as it's flying through space. And, you know, I'm thinking of Bruce Willis in Armageddon, you know. He's leading the crew. They got to get the Osiris on there and get it off in a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
You think all this happens? Like, you think that's a true story, my friend?
Well, it could be. It's probably what's going to happen.
Oh, so that was what they want to do. That never actually took place.
Well, no, I mean, that was just a Michael Bay movie, but, you know.
The article we just read.
Oh, the article. I thought you were talking about Armageddon, like getting Bruce Willis and his crew together and drilling the hole.
That's what the article sounded like to me. Like they're going to take a crew up there. They're going to have Osiris land on an asteroid, get some samples, right?
Oh, well, kind of, yeah. But I mean, you're talking about stuff that, like, you're talking about meteorites, right? Like, you don't think they're real?
Well, I mean, not saying meteorites are real or not real. What I'm trying to get at, though, is are we going up there and collecting samples off of moving asteroids like they say they're doing?
Or
is that just a bunch of made-up crap to make us think that they are doing that?
And that's a good point, my friend. But I think there are people that have samples of small meteorites, much like there are people that have Indian arrowhead collections, my friend.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that there's not. If somebody found something that, you know, fell from the sky. As to where its origin is, who am I to say?
You know, it's funny this article popped up because, and we're talking about meteorites and stuff. I'm making a He-Man stop motion movie that specifically has to do with with meteorites, but they're not exactly meteorites. When they fall to Earth, and then the He-Man guys go out and check it out, they go and discover that these are not meteorites, my friend. They're actually a race of beings who fell from a certain planet, that their planet was getting ready to explode, so they came to their planet to survive, and they're a race of rock beings called the rock people, or the rock men, as it were.
That's interesting.
So maybe I was being spied on by Google, is what I'm saying.
Right? Do they have interesting names like Slash and Vaughn and Eddie and I don't know.
More like Stone
Jimmy.
Dar,
Yeah.
Stone Dar, and Rockin'.
All right, so they sound like they're in a rock band, is what I'm trying to get at.
They just have like names of certain stones and rocks, and fish aquarium names and stuff like that, you know.
Okay. Because you definitely don't want them sounding like they're in an R&B group, you know.
Right. Yeah, like name some right now.
I don't know, like
Boys to Men.
yeah, like Shiloh or I don't know. Roger, you know, something like that.
Roger. What the heck, dude? Yeah, of course I remember the Fantastic Four, Go-Kart Bob. But anyway, you know, we'll move on for this subject if it's too much for you to not find anything interesting to talk about it.
Oh no, it's not that I can't find anything interesting to talk about. You know me, I can find something interesting to talk about anything. But this last article kind of goes along with everything we presented so far, and then kind of puts a bow on it. So,
Oh, okay.
It goes along with the theme.
Ah, I got you. Okay, fair enough. I'll check it out, my friend.
It should be in your Hangouts as the most recent link.
All right, let me go ahead and get on back over there. Going to hang out.
And this particular article, I think it's kind of trolling us a little bit. And all it really mentions is like the flat earthers and the anti-maskers and what was the other one? Oh, there was another one I can't remember now. Oh, the anti-mask crowd. And, you know, they could have just as easily threw in, you know, the Mandela affected too. You know, they could have just threw us in that same soup, sauce, or gravy, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I don't know, the whole truther community, right? You know, so I just wanted to put it out there that I don't think that, you know, I think it's all inclusive, even though we may not have got mentioned. But it says, Bill Nye to flat earthers and science deniers. It affects all of us.
Well, you know what? The thing about this article, and I'm going to let you read it here in a second. But the thing about it is, flat earthers do not call him Bill Nye, the science guy. No. They call him Bill Nye, the lying guy.
Ah.
Uh huh. So just saying, before you excuse me, before you get into it, our Bill Liar, I don't know, but anyway, I had it, then I lost it because you had this. You mentioned Bill Nye, like it's at the top of the article, as you can see there. Or Bill Nye the Science Fly, or Bill Nye the Science Lie, like a lie, like he's a big fat liar.
Okay, I'm with you.
All right. So here is this article, my friend.
I have to admit, when I was a youngin' and I saw some Bill Nye the Science Guy on TV, I thought it was pretty cool. But I look back on it now and I realized that I would have believed anything that he said, and I would have trusted that he was 100% right, because he's freaking Bill Nye the Science Guy. Any good church going, red blooded American ain't going to deny what Bill Nye the Science Guy says, right? Right, Ebro?
That's right. Any red-blooded, rare steak eating American.
That's right.
Yeah.
He said it's that way, so that's the way it is. Gosh darn it.
And I see we have a video here. Do you want me to play the video, or you want to read the article?
It's totally up to you. It's space.com. How do you feel about your risk of copyright strickenness?
Oh, yeah. I don't think space.com's going to do anything to us.
All right. Well, it's your show. It's your channel. It's your copyright strike.
Yeah. So if this gets taken down, folks, remember, you've already seen it here first. Okay. Well,
I think there is still this lingering misconception.
Oh, I see what this is.
Studying outer space. I think there is still this lingering misconception that studying outer space is kind of this singular thing, when in reality, as you mentioned, solving for space solves for Earth. Studying the universe helps us infinitely understand our lives here on our own planet. I'm curious that it's such a simple concept, but it seems tricky to ingrain in a new generation. And
it's tricky.
Through all the things you're doing, how?
Speaking of how, there are people running.
It's tricky. 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 It's tricky. Yeah. Tricky.
It's tricky to tell a lie like all the time. It's tricky.
There you go, man. Good. I like that. That was good. Okay. How do you like our off the cuff thing, guys?
Around in the United States or in the world on the electric internet, thinking out loud, or whatever the expression is, that the earth might be flat.
The earth might be flat. Don't. Pause it for a second. You know, here's the thing about the article that I think is hilarious. The fact that the main point of what he's trying to say here is, don't question us. Just take what we say as the golden truth. You know, that's basically the behavior that's being encouraged. They're saying that the fact that we even want to question it, that, you know, I learned a lot more about science since coming over here on YouTube and learning, you know, that the fact that they even question the shape of the earth. I learn a lot more about the science of the earth now than I ever thought about knowing 3 years ago. I don't believe that it's flat, but I know a lot more about the science because I actually took time to think about it and research it and study it, you know, since the whole theory came up. I actually know more about the science than I ever did. So I think that the moral of the story should be, look into it for yourself. Don't think science is fake, but question what part of science is real. That's the real answer. That's just all I'm trying to say. I know I'm ranting, blah, 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 on and on and on, but I think it is important that we question the reality, you know, reasonably, but it should be questioned nevertheless.
I agree with you, my brother. I think we should question everything, especially things that are important, like these kind of things.
Yep. So let's go on. Let's move on. Let's see what he's got to say.
And I don't think it's necessarily that you're ranting. You're just getting what's on your mind off of your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I realized I'm saying the same thing I already said 7 different ways. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right. Fair
All right,
enough.
go ahead.
Space exploration or planetary science is more important than ever. Just that anybody would even joke about it is weird. And so this anti-science movement that we have in the United States right, well, in the Western world right now is bad for everybody. And so the more we explore outer space, the more we learn about ourselves. Now, talking practically, all these hurricanes that are coming ashore in the southern states, we know where they are and where they're coming from and give them names because of space assets, because we have space assets, because we have satellites and cameras and image processing systems, and the extraordinary computer models that enable us to predict their paths based on barometric pressure readings. I mean, it's amazing. And this is all science, and it's all space science. Furthermore,
Space science.
I talk about my grandparents.
Science in space.
Really didn't have any understanding of relativity, especially when they were little kids. It hadn't even been discovered yet. And they saw the development of nuclear weapons, the discovery of the neutron, development of nuclear weapons, and then this idea to use nuclear energy to make heat and electricity. Well, now, astronomers.
I saw the discovery of the nuclear family. Does that count?
I saw the witch doctor, and the witch doctor, he said, oh, never mind. What'd you say?
The nuclear family.
Oh, yeah, what's you with the radioactive thing tonight, man?
I don't know, man. Maybe I saw Superman 4 too many times as a child.
Gotcha. Now, we got about, I don't know, looks like several more minutes of this. Are we going to finish all the way through?
No, heck yeah, man. That's the show.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's go for it.
Cosmologists are learning that we don't know about 95% of the, maybe it's 94, maybe it's 96% of the universe. We don't know what it is. It's dark matter in lumps in the cosmos, driven around by dark energy out there somewhere. Well, in the next 30 years, who knows what discoveries will be made that will be as profound as relativity. Just, you guys, your mobile phone depends on both special and general relativity to get the right answer, to get it to work. And so we take all that for granted, but it's the exploration of space that led to these profound improvements or quality of life for so many of us. And when it comes to 4-H and agriculture, as I mentioned, depends on all of this technology. Depends on all of this. But today's day, by the way, the first day of fall, first day of autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. Woo!
Oh, crap. Is it the first day of fall?
Well, this article's like 4 days old.
Oh, okay. So we've already had the first day of fall?
I would have to say that it probably has happened, yes.
Or has Bill Nye the science?
Unless this video is from the future, then we.
It's possible. Hey, anything is possible with space science.
Science from space.
Exactly. Way to catch the ball, my friend.
We compute that or assign that based on observation of distant stars to find the Earth's place in its orbit. So we all go to Staples or wherever it is and buy we all take it for granted, but it's all a result of space exploration.
Who the hell goes to Staples anymore? Is there any Staples still around?
I don't know. I don't have a Staples near me.
Me neither. I usually go to Home Depot or Lowe's or someplace like that. Or Best Buy. I never go to Staples, man. You know, they say we have that, but really they don't have that.
I mean, all I can find is a cartoon drawing of a Staples. I can't find a real Staples anywhere.
Right, just yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. So, I mean, clearly it's integral to every facet of life on Earth today that we study space. But I'm curious about your thoughts on human space exploration, because while that's a part of that, it's really a unique piece of the puzzle. I mean, with the recent Demo 2 launch from SpaceX.
Is that a bird on her shoulder, or is that just a plant?
I think it's just like a plant,
Oh, okay.
or maybe it's a part of a painting.
A painting that moves?
Oh, well, I didn't see that part. I just started paying attention after you paused it.
Oh, okay. No, it's every time she moves, it's wiggling in the background. It's kind of distracting to me. I don't know. Maybe it's a space plant. I digress.
We're really kind of pushing the boundaries of
Commercial crew. People have been talking about it for 15 years.
Yeah, it seems to be, it's really finally happening. And it's
Hey, you know what? You know how I know that Saturn's real?
Because it's next to Uranus.
Well, not only that's got to be the smelliest planet ever, but no, it's real because there's a cartoon drawing of it in the background. Look at there.
Well, yeah, duh.
Yeah. That's how you know anything's real now. It's got to have, you look it up and there's a cartoon drawing of it.
Yep, if there's a cartoon drawing, it must be real.
That's right.
It seems that all of these things that seemed
Next to my anus.
outlandish 10, 15 years ago are coming to fruition in very real, concrete ways. And so, especially now, the possibility of returning humans to the moon and landing humans on Mars is more tangible than
returning humans to the moon, because that's where we're from.
Ever before.
28 billion. I read Space News this morning. 28 billion to get to the moon by 2024.
Oh my God. No pressure.
Well, as CEO of the Planetary Society, I am open-minded, but it's politics are such an important part of this thing.
He just said he's open-minded.
I like how he's sitting there too, like all suave and debonair. Like if he owned a smoker's jacket and a cigar right now, and a cat, he would be sitting there petting the cat and smoking the cigar, lean back, saying $1 billion.
Right. He's
don't know how sustainable that budget is. We'll see. Just when you get humans there, that's when everybody goes wild. That's when people get engaged. Former Soviet Union landed rovers on the moon, brought back rocks.
all right, Bill. Which one is it? Did they land?
And brought back rocks, he said.
Uh-huh.
We didn't bring back, unique moon matter. No. We just brought back some rocks.
Right. And I like how he says Mars and then it's like, okay, so wait a minute. Could it have been Mars instead of the moon, maybe?
Yeah, he definitely just throws them around like all loosey-goosey. Mars, moon, whatever. We brought back some rocks, yeah.
Yeah.
But you got a person walking on the moon, 2 people, then everybody went wild. But I remind us all, part of the reason that President Nixon nixed the Apollo program was he was afraid people were going to die.
Yeah, Nixon was a reliable source
in this endeavor. And if you look back and read the documents and study it and watch the stuff, there was a near run thing, as we say in sailboat racing. I mean, these guys and gals almost did not pull this off. I mean, they barely had the capability to get to the moon and get back, and it was done.
Yeah.
And it was.
So they barely had. Yeah.
He sounded very convincing, didn't he?
Yeah, they barely had the capabilities, but it was done. It was done.
But it was done. I don't know that, we could probably never figure out exactly how the fuck they did it. I don't mean to cuss, but how the heck they did it. But you know what? It was can't even believe that ever even happened. But you know what? It was done.
Right. It's like
they paid me a bunch of money to make sure I said that just now.
Right. It's impossible, but it was done. You can see.
Yeah, he was not. I was. He almost had me. I was like, if he can convince me right here and now, I'm going to go on and say space is real. But no, moon landing happened. No, he didn't get me, Hebrew. He didn't sell me.
The result of the Cold War. That's why it happened. It was not a result of this great, we must explore the cosmos to know our place within it. That was a tiny part of it. It was competition between the United States and the former Soviet Union, and now the reasons to go are kind of out of tradition. That we went there before, so people have to go back there. And if you like to look at internationally, Chinese Space Administration is going wild. They're doing fantastic things. There's a rover on the far side of the moon, and they're preparing all kinds of lunar missions and have a space station and stuff. So this competition may really.
What is she on?
But in the meantime, we at the Planetary Society point out that planetary exploration is a tiny fraction of this. It's less than 10% of the kind of money spent on human spaceflight. So,
why does she keep doing that? By the way,
I don't know, man. I think she's just trying to keep her, keep it interesting, keep her expressions changing, so she looks like she's paying attention. But it is kind of weird. I will give you that.
It's like
and her eyebrows are just like all over the place, man.
Yeah, like she's on Ambien or something.
Yeah, she. Who are we to judge? What 17 different kind of prescriptions the MK Ultra team has her on?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, there may be a good reason for that, or that's what it costs, kind of thing. But keep in mind that the cool, amazing discoveries are on other worlds.
Definitely. So you mentioned kind of the political aspect of human spaceflight, which obviously is part of the larger, relationship between the government and science, which, again, as you mentioned, there is this kind of almost anti-science movement that has swept.
Yeah.
You think?
This 4-H thing is really good. These students are not anti-science. They're part of the future.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah.
At this specific point in history, now than ever, to be engaging students and young people and the future in this way.
You mean brainwashing?
And, you're obviously as on board as any person could possibly be. And I'm curious just how you feel about that kind of fighting against the powers of evil with science and a league of extraordinary young people.
Hey, that sounds like one of our shows.
So now the truthers are evil.
I know. Now let's. She said, "Now break it down for Hebrew and Saggy." So let's see what he's got to say.
Okay.
That's what it is. I mean, that's why we did the show, the Science Guy show years ago, was out of concern for the future of the United States, especially. Because science is how we get all these things done. Science is how we made these discoveries.
You did a children's science show. You didn't. It ain't like
At
you.
least he admitted he did it all the way back then to influence our ideology all the way back then. I mean, he was putting the powers, you know, the indoctrination of clamps in hard and tight, you know.
But I like how he compares like doing a children's science show as though he won a what's that award called? You know what I'm talking about.
Like the Nobel Prize.
Like he won a Nobel Peace Prize for unraveling the mysteries of the universe or something.
Right. Yeah. But you know, at least he's admitting that, you know, this is. I've been hard. I've been on this mission for a long time now, trying to sway, you know, the naysayers out there.
Trying to shape the young minds, brainwash. I mean, shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About what happened to the ancient dinosaurs. Okay. But it's also how we feed 7.8 billion people. This with extraordinary agriculture that's been developed through science.
Monsanto.
Yeah, Monsanto.
Food and genetically modified crops and so on. But you would not be feeding 7.7 billion people without genetically modified crops. And farmers have been genetically modifying crops for for millennia, about 10,000 years. And I just like to remind everybody before we go on, farming's not natural. If you stop farming.
Okay, so farming isn't natural, and Monsanto's been around for hundreds of thousands of years. He's telling us so many truths here, bro. I can't believe how much he's sharing with us. I feel so much more comfortable now with science thanks to this. How about you?
Yeah, I like farming's not natural, huh? Okay.
Yeah. No. The genetic modification's been around for hundreds of thousands of years.
Right. Yeah.
So you see all the truths he's telling you, right?
Yeah, and genetic modifications is as natural as it gets, I guess.
Yeah, farming's not natural. Genetic modification, natural. You got it?
Yeah. Sure. Oh, this is to laugh. I'm going to be making facial expressions like her one day.
The land goes back to something else, whatever, a prairie, a forest, a marsh, whatever it was before. So this is all science. And I like to point out in the U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 8 refers to one of the jobs of the U.S. Congress is to promote the progress of science and useful arts. And to me, useful arts is engineering or architecture or building bridges, whatever it would be in the 18th century. And the students in the 4-H thing are all into additive manufacture, computer coding, robotic exploration of stars, and so on. So they are on board with the progress of science. The flat earthers, the anti-vaxxers, the anti-maskers are not on board with the progress of science. And the thing is, it affects all of us. When you deny the body of knowledge that's been discovered through the process of science, you're holding all of us back. And this is why it's such an important time. Chelsea, are you going to vote?
Oh,
So you're holding all of us back, Hebrew.
Yeah, by wearing the mask. Yeah.
You're denying the science of it's funny because if you really think about the science of the mask, it actually makes you sicker, it decreases your oxygen level, it increases your viral load because you're breathing in the same oxygen. But so if you actually apply any science to wearing it, you might actually be It might be making you worse. Just saying. But go ahead and deny the science of that, okay? Because you're affecting all of us, Hebrew.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how the masks are holding back science. What mask wearing has anything to do with any of this conversation that they're having?
If you have a Mandela affect people, you're affecting them too. He might not have named you, but you're included. And you dang flat earthers, you need to quit saying the earth is flat every day. You're affecting all of us. And you anti-vax people, coming up with actual studies that prove that autism rates are skyrocketing, with kids that get vaccines. Don't do that. All right, I'm done, bro.
Well, hey, that was something. I'll tell you. I'm glad that you shared that with me, and it definitely puts a bow on everything that we've said so far. And with that being said, I think it's about time to start wrapping things up and put a bow on this show, wouldn't you know?
All right, Joe. I think it's time for us to go. I'm going to go in my driveway, see if I can shovel some snow. Hody ho ho ho.
But before we do that, let me go ahead and give this beautiful room one final shout out.
All right, you do that. I can't wait to hear the names on the list.
The chat has been very engaging since we've been watching that video.
I bet it has.
We've got Michael Badger in the chat.
Michael Badger. Good to see you, Michael.
Go-Kart Bob rooming out here. Vinny Barbarino has made
Vinny Barbarino.
Propagate the Light is here.
This light. Don't get it twisted.
Oh yeah, this light. I'm sorry about that. This light. CJ Wood, or as she likes to say, Connie Joe is in the house.
That's right. She sure is.
And earlier on, we had Lotar 900. Good old Eddie Von Keen.
The real one?
The real one with a wrench. Don't forget that.
Wrench.
Teresa Lynch joined us earlier.
That's what's up.
And let's see here. If I'm missing anybody, I do apologize. If you wanted your name shouted out. Oh, we had Lorraine Lamore join us, who was supposed to be our special guest, but she had a sore throat, unfortunately. So she couldn't be here. And that about does it for the show, folks. I appreciate all you guys for stopping by and coming in here and watching our very special Sagittarius Saturday. And I think this is going to be sort of an ongoing thing, don't you?
I think so. We'll do it as often as we can. I want to say I had a really good time being on here with you tonight, Ebro. I want to thank our audience for showing their love and support as always. Please don't forget to hit the like button, share with your social media, help us get our subscriber count up. Hebrew and I are really trying to, let everybody know just how great and awesome our show is. And even if you're not participating in chat and you're listening later or lurking, we're glad you're here as well. And I don't know, man, I had a really good time. Hope everybody else did too.
I hope so. And, someone just reminded me that Scare Performance is going on here in a few minutes. So everyone wants to, we'll all head on over there and we'll see all you guys tomorrow night. Shifty Sunday. Don't be late. And don't forget to operate because it's going to be a very shifty Sunday. That's 8:35 Central, 9:35 Eastern Time. Thanks for joining us, and good night. Well, that does it for tonight's show. It's been real, and it's been fun. And yes, it's even been real fun. But as all good things do, they must end. But remember, there will always be another show. Well, at least I hope there'll be another show. As long as my internet keeps going and I'm still alive, I guess there'll be another show. But anyway, until next time, remember that snakes don't always bite, but when they do bite, oh brother, it really hurts. So long, everybody. Ha ha. Yeah. Hey, do you like this music? It's completely free. Oh yeah. Dig that jam. Ha ha. See ya.